All right, hey guys. So this video, I'm pretty much gonna discuss like how you can get started on pretty much investing about $500 or more, and to establish like another source of income. I'm pretty much the structure of this video is going to be I'm going to discuss first hands-off approach, and then I'm going to discuss like more or less the hands-on approach items. So let's start with the first one on my list. It's Fundrise. Fundrise is a platform. They're basically a way to invest in REITs, REITs. REITs are again like real estate investment bonds or stocks, whatever you want to call it. You're basically investing in real estate portfolios, and other companies are taking your money and they're investing in larger projects. Think of it as like a house that costs like $300,000. And if everyone's investing $1,000, they take 300 people, take their $1,000 and buy a house, and whatever income's generated from that, they're distributing it amongst those 300 people. And in the future, if the company ever decides to sell the house, then that portion or that profit is pretty much being distributed. What the company is doing themselves are the way that they're making money, of course, is either investing with you, or they're pretty much charging you a fee. Fee is minimal, like I'm talking about dollar, $2, nothing too crazy. So don't be cheap, and you can probably like explore that. There are many, tiers to like how you want to invest those $500. So whether you want to go for income or capital gains, I recommend exploring those options and seeing what works for you. There's probably other YouTubers that have more in-depth detail in terms of how you can explore Fundrise. So take a look at my other video as well, which is a 6-month performance test of Fundrise, along with some of these other apps that I'm going to get into. It's hands off because you're pretty much just putting $500 into the app or the website, and you can come back a year later and you might make some profit off of that, or you'll definitely make some profit off of that. So that's one. Another way to invest $500 is into stocks. If you don't know which stocks to invest in, which is majority of the time, yes, there's like the Apples and the Googles of the world where you can invest your $500, but let's face it, you're not going to make that much money off of just like a small investment. You need bigger investments for that. So if you don't want to go through the headache of like, hey, which companies do I invest in? And especially when stocks are too expensive. For example, Google stock in this day and age is worth close to about, I believe, $1,300. So with your $500, you won't even be able to buy a single stock of Google. So what you can do through platforms like Betterment, are and Acorns, so these are two that I want to discuss, is that you can buy portions of that stock. So with $500, you can pretty much choose to buy 1/3 of Google's stock. And of course, if Google doubles, then your $500 pretty much turns into $1,000. You can also go for bonds and other stocks that are more dividend friendly. So this way, you're actually making more passive income from that investment. Of course, I'm not talking about like another $100 off of your $500. I'm talking about marginal money. So the more you invest, the more you get. That's just like the equation here. But this is one way to quickly get started with just your $500. So Betterment and Acorns are two apps. They have a fee that they charge. Again, super marginal, like $1, $2. And because they're also making you money, so they're just going to take a very small cut of that. In addition to these apps, there is Lending Club. Lending Club's an online platform where you pretty much loan money to people, and they kind of promise you a return. They have the choice of either paying you or not paying you, so that's higher risk, but the returns are typically higher too. In my personal experience, I've seen close to like 4 to 5% return on Fundrise, seen close to 4 to 8% return on Betterment and Acorns, and I've seen 10 to like 13% return on Lending Club. But again, it's high risk, so you can choose to you can kind of like look at people's portfolios and what they need money for and how close they are to paying it off and like their credit scores and whatnot. So it's more like you can bet who you lend your money to, or you can just go with the app, and the app just says like, hey, we think you can just, we'll diversify your investment into like $25 to different people, and they'll kind of like get you money. Some may pay it back, some may not pay it back, but the returns are higher. So in my personal experience, it's worked out. Now, if you're into like taking more risks and you are ready to lose those $500 completely, every one of these other ones there's less chances of losing your money because your $500 are pretty much just staying there, and they're kind of like transforming into as the market changes, and like you're getting dividends. But if you want to straight up like invest, I recommend Wefunder. That's Wefunder. I'll drop my links below, so feel free to explore the app. I think you and I will get some benefit if you end up using my links. Um, with that being said, what Wefunder is, it's like a platform. It's a crowdsourcing platform to invest in startups, and not just startups. Some of these companies are actual legit big companies, and they're just looking for more money. And the best way that they're looking to do that is to crowdsource that fund. You'll get a lot of companies that are graduating out of like Y Combinator. If you don't know what that is, that's also like where companies like Dropbox and Airbnb go to kind of get like vetted out and kind of like get trained to grow their products and platforms. Um, so again, you can pretty much just drop in $500. You can buy shares of a new startup or an existing company, and as they do well and make money, they pretty much give you the terms as to how you're able to make your money back, and or sorry, not just money back, but like how they're going to pay you the return on investment, because you're almost an investor in their vision. So it's not like a loan, it's more so like, hey, I'm investing in your future, and I want to see you prosper. So these are more or less the hands-off approach, because you're just going once, you're putting in the money, and you're kind of set it and forget it approach. The ones that are more hands-on, all right, I'm gonna go with like the more known methods first, and then more like the ones that I think can work. So the most simple one is basically um, niche or niche blogging. So you pretty much find like some sort of like idea or some market where not a lot of people have kind of written content about. Anything like it could be like vitamin water, or I don't know, headphone cushions or anything like that. So you can find like some sort of like small market that's like very special to what the topic is or what the content can be about, and you basically just start writing content, right? And if you don't want to write content yourself, what you're really doing is you're investing that money into content writers, and content writers are pretty much writing for you on your behalf. So typical cost was what most people are afraid of, is the cost to set up a website. In this day and age, you can pretty much set up a website for about $50 a month. Over the course of a year, you can pretty much easily set up a website for about $500, which includes setting up like or buying a domain name. It includes like getting a server to like run your website, and like some sort of like web development. And a platform that I recommend is Fiverr. I'll drop a link below, so do use that. You can easily find like freelancers and other people that will take like $20-$30 to like set you up a website real quick, real fast. It's obviously not going to be the best website in the world, but it's enough to kind of get you to start making money. And what you want to do after you're writing content is either you want to reach out to people that sell their products. Like if anyone's selling cushions for headphones, you can reach out to them and say, hey, like I can promote your product. Want to pay me like $500? And just try your luck there, right? Again, this is very hands-on because you're doing a lot of the management and in terms of the logistics. So you're reaching out to people, trying to see like who converts, and there's more risk of losing those $500 over the course of 1 year. So you do have one whole year trying to make your app or idea work. So this is more like niche blogging. Again, you can put ads on it and you can make money that way. In addition to this, and you don't necessarily need a website for this, but it's better if you have one, is Amazon affiliate links. So you can set up yourself as essentially someone who can drive Amazon sales. So think of it as like a salesman who's working on commission. And what you're really doing is Amazon gives you a link more custom to you, and you're basically sharing that link wherever possible, right? So if you know a friend who wants to like buy things from Amazon, like, hey, like before you buy it, why don't you use my affiliate link? This way I'll get some money, and I'm happy to like share my money with you, right? Or like split my profits with you, or whatever. So if you're someone who's well connected, or if you have some sort of like following on Instagram or whatever, and people like value your opinions, you can pretty much share your custom Amazon links, and anything that they buy using your link, there's a certain level of commission that Amazon's willing to pay you for. Um, so, think of it as like, hey, like I'm reading a cool article on like Reddit or Facebook, and I'm like, oh yeah, like I like e-scooters too, and I'll just drop in a link um, to buy e-scooters from Amazon, but it's my custom link, and if someone out of like hundred, if not thousands of people who are on Reddit ends up buying an e-scooter, I'm making certain level of commission, and that commission could range anywhere from like 1 to like 10%. Um, Again, I said this is somewhat related to blogging because you could put those links on your blogging platform as well. So if you have a blog about cushions for headphones, you can drop in those Amazon links on your site, and if anyone ends up buying um, a cushion for headphone, you'll make money. Um, in addition to this, since we're talking about Amazon, what you can also do is set up an Amazon store. Amazon charges you close to about like $35 to $40 a month. So you do want to have your products ready before you start selling things on Amazon. But what you can easily do is you can make like a bulk order of something super small. Think about it like keychains or I don't know, pen holders or whatever, and you can go to Alibaba.com or AliExpress, which is pretty much the Amazon of China, and you can make a bulk order of something super small, super cheap, and like order 100 or 200 products of those, which are worth like less than $1. So you're spending close to about $100 to $200 there. You're spending about $35 a month on Amazon and a little bit on shipment, but now you start selling your product on Amazon for a little bit of a margin. And if you can double your money, that's perfect. But if anything less than that, you can still generate profit. Again, this is a hands-on approach and it works, but it takes more time because you want to at least, you want to find a product that's worth buying for other people, and they're actually going to buy it. And quantity really becomes the name of the game here. Um, while we've been talking about Amazon and websites and content, you can also outsource content. And what I really mean is that you can go on a website like Fiverr. You can say, hey, I'll write an article for you for $20. And really what you're doing is you're taking someone else's $20 and then you're going to another content writer somewhere, outsourcing again, either from Fiverr or somewhere else. And then you're having them kind of write the content for you. So you're just simply the middleman. You're taking the instructions, you're passing it on. It's high risk because if that person doesn't give you good quality content, you're kind of like having a bad name for yourself. But think of it as like outsourcing content. So you're taking someone else's work, selling it. You don't have to be open about it because at the end of the day, you're responsible for what you're delivering. No one's saying you have to be the one to write that content. So you're like a manager basically. Um, and last but not the least, and this is one of the hardest ones, so in this day and age, platform as a service or software as a service is a huge thing. What these terms mean is that you have a website or an app that provides a particular type of service. Think of it as like Airbnb. It's big now, but it wasn't big when it came out. And all what Airbnb did was it allowed people who wanted to rent out their living rooms or bedrooms to people while they were out or while they were there, for small short-term rental or vacation rentals. And the platform itself can be built for less than $500 to launch with. And however, the marketing and those things take time, and whether it's word of mouth or online advertisement that you want to spend money on can get you that traffic. And these are basically platforms, like they're online platforms that people are using as a service, hence the name PaaS or SaaS. And so, but the reason why I'm saying that these are the hardest is because you have to come up with an idea that will grow organically without having to spend too much money on marketing, and people will value that. So there are a lot of like small websites that will do certain things for people, that will connect people with other people and whatnot, and they're able to monetize that either by ad revenue or by charging a commission or fee for using the platform. There are too many ideas out there in terms of what can be done here. The one that I personally do, and I'll talk more in depth about my experience with my platform as a service, is I provide people the ability to share their living rooms and their offices for money. Pretty much it's very similar to Airbnb, but think of it as like for work and for living. And it's called Startup B&B, so I'll drop a link below. and check it out. Yeah, so these are some of the quick methods and ways that I think that you can invest $500 or more into your ideas to see which of these ideas will get you some sort of passive income. And if you have $5,000, there are about 10 ideas on this plate, and you can invest a little bit in pretty much each of these ideas and see which one works. And whichever one works, you can double your money in that. That's it.